Senna is definitely gone, and all he'll be doing is looking after the car and making sure he makes no mistakes, being very careful when overtaking back markers, and that should be ample. Well, they're still working on Senna's car, but I wouldn't think, unless they can do something pretty quickly, that he really is going to be able to get out onto the circuit with any chance.
Well, if Senna is out, this will, I reckon, be his 10th retirement of the year, and I have little doubt that if he hadn't had all those retirements, bearing in mind the fact that he was in a commanding position in every race when he retired, he would have been this year's world champion. You're looking at Jacques Laffite, who is now up into second place, the oldest man in the race. 41-year-old Jacques Laffite in the Ligier on Pirelli tyres is benefiting from the fact that Gérard Larousse and Michel Tetou left Renault last year and have been patiently working on the Ligier and have improved it to the extent that Senna, leaving the pits, have improved the Ligier to the extent that it is now very often in a points position. And it would be a superb drive for the golf-loving Jacques Laffite, who lives at Stoke Poges in England, by the way. Unusual for a Frenchman voluntarily to live in England. And he's in his 167th Grand Prix. Only Graham Hill and Niki Lauda have driven in more Grand Prix than he has. And when you saw Senna rejoining, it was in 7th position. We're on lap 65 now. Rosberg leading. There's Senna. And I notice, he's pointing to the left of his car, and that means pass me on the left, old chum, while I drive over the curb here, because I'm not looking where I'm going. So away goes Ayrton Senna. What do you think, James?
Absolutely right. That's exactly what he did do. Well, Senna's having a funny old day. Funny enough, he came out of Formula 3 into Grand Prix racing with a reputation for immense talent, but some rather hairy driving under pressure, and we never saw that in Grand Prix racing, but we've seen about a season's dose of it all wrapped up into one race today, because he really seems to have taken semi-leave of his senses.
Lap 65, and Rosberg is into the pits again. What a race this is. Keke Rosberg, the race leader. Are we going to see Jacques Laffite go into the lead? What is Keke Rosberg doing to his tyres? He must have some sort of shredder on the back of the Williams.
Well, that was the first bad start, the way he lit them up and smoked them away. They're obviously proving a bit fragile. The track problem is, you see, on a new track, the conditions change faster than on, obviously, a track that's well run in. And we must be sympathetic to the companies and everybody in that you can't anticipate fast changes in track conditions. Senna back in the pits, but I think his day's work is really over. The car, yes, he's out of the car, so that's leaving the office and locking it up. So Rosberg, of course, could afford the luxury of that stop. He's well in front. He had plenty of time to get in and out, and he's now well equipped with nice new shoes on, which should get him to the line, because he won't even have to hurry. There is Jacques Laffite. We'll get a clock on it to tell you what the gap is in just a moment.
Yes, Jacques Laffite. And they say of Jacques Laffite these days, he will drive as fast as the car will go, and very often the car won't go fast enough for this man who's won 6 Grand Prix in his career, has had an incredible 207 points. He actually, as a matter of interest, jointly owns a golf course with his fellow golf fanatic Alain Prost, and there's nothing more that Jacques Laffite likes when he's out of the Grand Prix car than to have a round of golf or patiently sit on the riverbank fishing. They may seem 3 unusual combinations, but that's it. Rosberg leads then. Then the 2 Ligiers. What a wonderful ending for the Ligier team. But 45 seconds between Laffite and Rosberg. Ivan Capelli, in only his 3rd Grand Prix, is in 4th place. Gerhard Berger, a lap adrift. Stefan Johansson, the Swedish driver of the Italian Ferrari, in 6th place on 1 point. And that's Keke Rosberg, really stroking the about 850 brake horsepower. His 1.5 litre 1500cc Honda engine will be producing, and if Rosberg wins, that means to say that the Williams Honda team will have won the last 3 Grand Prix, because Mansell won in South Africa, he won before that in Brands Hatch, and it will make the 4th Grand Prix win for the Williams team in the season. They're currently in 4th position in the championship, but the 9 points, in fact the 9 points that Rosberg should get could make them 3rd equal in the Constructors' Championship with Lotus.
Yes, a tremendous return to form by the Williams team, and great credit to them. They worked very, very hard. They had trouble with their chassis for a while. Then the Honda engine needed developing, and all credit to the Honda engineers who've done a fantastic amount of work. The engine has been improved steadily during the season, and to be quite honest, Nelson Piquet must be standing beside the track licking his lips for next year, because he has signed to drive as number 1 for the Williams team, and he must be loving this.
Another team and driver that must be loving this is the gallant little Italian Osella team, who have tried so hard on a minimal budget to get something done. And their Dutch driver, Hub Rotengatter, although he's 3 laps behind, is now in 7th position. Only 1 position out of the points. Look at that. And Mansell's out, Cheever's out, DeAngelis, Torbay, Jones, Prost, Boots and Sura, Lauda, Piquet, Warwick and Senna are all out of the race, and there are only 9 cars running on lap 68 with 14 laps to go. There is the number 1 on the road car, number 6 on the car itself, Keke Rosberg. That's the second man, Jacques Lafitte, who is 42 seconds behind Rosberg. Philippe Streff is 26 seconds behind his teammate Jacques Lafitte. Capelli is on the same lap as Keke Rosberg, and he can be very, very proud of that. Look at the full grandstands here at Adelaide as Rosberg goes left, right through the S's, up towards the right-hander at Wakefield Turn, the 90-degree bend, which leads after a short squirt down to another left-handed right-hand bend, if you follow me, and that's East Terrace Bend. Then along to Flinders Bend, another right-hander of 90 degrees. That's where he is now. Up onto East Terrace, into the very fast and deceptive S, which leads up to Market's Turn by the fruit and produce market. Actually, we talk about Adelaide being a street circuit. It is a natural road circuit, but it doesn't actually go through streets in the sense of having buildings on both sides of the course anywhere.
Well, just going back to the question of whether we'll complete the full distance for this race, we got through half distance in just under the hour, but with all those pit stops, and of course the fact that Rosberg has now been able to slow down, he may be able to get it down to 81 laps by getting, or something like that. It's a bit of a difficult one to calculate, but we're working on it. But I would think that the 2-hour rule may well be in line to be invoked here.
Heaven knows how many million people, as we watch Pierluigi Martini back in the race and now ride with Keke Rosberg, around the world are watching this telecast. We know that a lot of people in Australia are, but it's the first time that the 100,000 of them or so who are actually watching this Grand Prix will have seen one on their home land. And I hope they're enjoying it as much as all of us are. It has been a tremendously interesting and dramatic race, and Rosberg still leads by now 43 seconds from Lafitte.
Well, my colleague Philip here has just calculated it, and it comes out that at the present rate of progress they'll finish the 82 laps in 120.3 minutes, which means that they will complete 82 laps, you understand what I mean, because when they go past at 81 it won't be 2 hours. I should maybe explain what the 2-hour rule is. It was introduced after the 1972, I think it was, Monte Carlo Grand Prix, when Jean-Pierre Beltoise, when Grand Prix were always 200 miles, and it poured with rain, and Jean-Pierre Beltoise won the race in about 3.5 hours, but nobody ever noticed because the crowd who got sick.